Well, hey guys, what is up? What's going on out there today? Brent Abel here with tennis.com. Another episode of What's the Right Shot. Yours truly with the return to serve. And my partner is Paul Wolf. And, what do you think is the primary function, the primary purpose of the returner's partner? In this case, Paul. And I think way too often there's this emphasis on, well, certain balls you always got to poach on. You always have to do this. You always have to do that. And to me, it it just doesn't work that way. I don't think there's a real formula other than the returner's partner's main function, I think, is to dirty up, quote unquote, dirty up the landscape, the visual landscape for that server as they're coming in, assuming that they are coming in, even if they stay back. Still, you want to cause some confusion, some visual distraction, obviously within the rules. And I think Paul does that here, right? He really gives the server a look of maybe there's a poach, maybe there's not, who knows? And that's what the server doesn't want to be thinking about with this shot here, with their transitional shot. And so here's what happens is the opponent decides Paul is either poaching, so the alley's open, or Paul is fake poaching, but will not be coming back to cover enough of the alley. And so the opponent goes for the alley and misses by, a significant margin. So I know this might seem a little anticlimactic in terms of what's the right shot, but really this episode, the message here is that as the returner's partner, look, you've got a real simple but important job to do here. And that is to make that transitional shot of the server as tough as possible. And all that it really means is that you got to dirty up. You got to just be a visual distraction up there with their transitional shot, obviously within the rules. Can't go screaming and yelling and waving your arms around like something's going on, but you can do exactly what Paul does here. And this is just something you should be doing every time. And look, should you poach from time to time? Absolutely. You should be poaching from time to time. And so look, and here's another thing that just drives me nuts. People go, Paul is watching. He's turning and looking, right? Well, I'll tell you why he's doing that, because he wants to get a read on my return. He wants to know off of my racket, not by looking at the server's partner, but he wants to know, looking off of my racket, what's the timing going to be for his dirty up the landscape move against the server. And so he'll get more information by watching my shot. I know. You're probably out there going, no, this is wrong. You never want to turn and look back. Well, look, if this guy never moves, then why would you watch this player? If you've got an opponent, a service partner, who rarely, if ever, moves, poaches, then why would you focus on them for the information about what's happening with your partner's return to serve? I don't know. You can't tell me the Bryant brothers don't ever look back. Look, if this guy is the mad poacher, if he's always a distraction up here, then Paul's not going to look back. I get it. But if this guy's doing nothing, if he's just static and staying there, and look, why does Paul have to look at this guy when he knows that he never moves? And maybe my return is going to be not going cross court. Maybe it's a short, right? If the serve was so good it's short, he knows that right now. And he can start to defend either himself in the middle or whatever a lot sooner than by watching this player. So look, I know I'm going to get a lot of comments. And those comments are going to be, don't ever look back. Okay, well, I disagree, right? And look, we're talking about one of the top players in the world, Paul Wolf, in his age group. He and Len Wofford, year in and year out, if not the best doubles team in the world, darn near within the top 2 or 3 every year. So there you have it. Anyway, where was I? Got slightly distracted. I knew I would get into this. Anyway, so Paul gets a read right away on what the timing is going to be with his move. And look, does this look like a fake poach? It does. Maybe the server actually bought it. Maybe the server actually thought to himself, Paul's on the move. He's going to poach, right? We don't know, but that's not the point. The point is that you want to be a visual distraction up there. And look, even if this guy goes back cross court to me, the chances are, because he is visually distracted, impaired a hair, I don't know, but whatever, is his shot will not be as high quality if Paul was just standing there and doing nothing, which makes it easier for me to handle whatever shot's coming back to me. So guys, would love to read your comments and respond down below. Any questions, or you can shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com, and we'll keep it a private one-on-one conversation. All right, guys, I'm going to play this video in real time, and then I'll do it in slow-mo. Yeah, it's time for all of us. We got to get out there today. There it is. Got to get out there. Help someone else have a spectacular day, guys. Definitely. See you again next time. Well, hey, it is Brent back here with you. Really hope you enjoyed this episode of What's the Right Shot. And yeah, if you're still trying to figure out your one-handed backhand slice, your underspin drive, right, where it's not floating and sitting up for your opponent, then what I've got for you is a course I want you to check out below. There is a link down below in the description area that will take you to an information page, because there's really 3 habits that we've got to have on this backhand slice. Especially for something like this where we just saw it, where you're taken out wide, and maybe you want to play a little dropper off of it. Here are a couple of points from a match I played a while ago. And look, if you think you always have to topspin a backhand passing shot, you don't. And here are a couple examples of how you can actually play a really controlled slice underneath your opponent and be good. So look, if you want some help with the slice backhand, down below, there's a link. Click it, and it'll take you to an information page, and you get a lot more details on what's in the course. And there are several bonus courses in the package as well. Any questions, Brent@webtennis.com.